Amazon workers use bottles instead of bathrooms when delivering your packages.
One current and two former Amazon drivers now suing the retail giant, claiming they're forced to urinate in water bottles in order to keep up with the delivery schedule that the company sets.
Me personally, I'll pee in bottles at work every day. I mean, it's like a common thing that we're doing.
You know, in the last 6 months, I think I've used the public restroom about 5 times.
You see in the back seat, back there, this is...
How does it make you feel?
Look at it. This is the toilet.
Us professionals have bottles with us to take a pee in. I think everybody knows that by now.
A delivery driver is caught on camera relieving herself in front of customers' homes just moments after dropping off their packages.
I need to do a poo.
Yeah, but not in my house, you can't.
Amazon drivers and the restroom problem. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about something that affects thousands of workers across the country. Delivery drivers, especially Amazon drivers, and the harsh conditions they face, including not even being able to use a restroom on the job.
Amazon workers use bottles instead of bathrooms when delivering your packages. Here's why. Back in 2001, their founder's freaking out because he's got all these competitors and his costs are skyrocketing. But then Jeff has a breakthrough. He realizes we hate waiting, so the faster packages arrive, the more we buy. So Amazon launches 2-day shipping and sales explode, which makes Jeff a billionaire. Except Jeff wants more, so he wonders if 2-day shipping makes billions, how much would 1-day shipping make? So he promises next-day delivery. Except that's insane because drivers will need to make 200 stops a day. So Amazon creates perfectly optimized driver routes, which makes 1-day shipping possible, and Amazon's growth explodes. But then disaster strikes because people find these bottles in Amazon vans, so journalists investigate and say Amazon's treating drivers like animals. Except Amazon says it's fake news because drivers have access to bathrooms, but they leave this out. Amazon tracks drivers' every move and considers time off task theft. So drivers hustle to make next day deliveries and bottle up.
Bathroom breaks, ICE is now getting the Amazon employee experience of peeing in water bottles while working in Chicago. Yes, that's correct. In an iconic act of resistance, the folks of Chicago aren't letting ICE agents use the bathrooms, and we love this. This is an everyday...
Every day, millions of packages are delivered across America. Behind the convenience of one-click shopping and same-day shipping are thousands of drivers racing against the clock. These workers keep the world moving. But hidden beneath the speed and efficiency of the system is a truth most customers never see. A truth that many would find shocking. Amazon drivers and delivery drivers across the country are often denied one of the most basic human needs, the right to use a restroom.
One current and two former Amazon drivers now suing the retail giant, claiming they're forced to urinate in water bottles in order to keep up with the delivery schedule that the company sets. The lawsuit claims drivers aren't allowed even time to go to the bathroom due to the rigid work pace. They say they have to deliver 200 to 300 packages a day while the company uses high-tech gear to keep tabs on the drivers, things like GPS and in-truck cameras.
One of the more kind of disturbing stories that we've heard from workers is specific to drivers who have what we consider typical female anatomy. And one of the allegations in the complaint even says that, there are examples of drivers having to call dispatch and ask permission to go get sanitary products.
A spokesperson for Amazon said that they want to make it clear that they encourage their delivery service partners to support drivers, and they say that does include giving drivers the time they need for breaks in between stops.
Drivers are handed long delivery routes with hundreds of packages to drop off in a single shift. Every move they make is tracked. Their phones and scanners log each delivery, each pause, each stop. If they fall behind schedule, they risk being flagged, written up, or even losing their jobs. That intense time pressure leaves little room for something as normal and human as finding a bathroom. One person put it perfectly. How can they claim that they are giving their workers a break if the driver clock doesn't stop? How this has been allowed to happen is criminality. On paper, there may be breaks, but when the clock doesn't stop, those breaks mean nothing. It's a cruel game of efficiency over humanity. Drivers have shared countless stories of being forced to urinate in bottles, bags, or behind buildings just to keep up with their route. It's not just uncomfortable, it's humiliating. Some carry wet wipes or makeshift containers in their vans because they know they'll have no choice.
And how many packages are you usually delivering a day?
Currently, I'm delivering anywhere from 300 to 400 packages a day.
A typical day, I always exceed 300.
300 to 400 packages.
To 400 packages.
It's become the new normal for 350 packages. Years ago, that was only during peak. Would you ever see 350 packages? Now it's gone crazy. That shouldn't be a doable route, 350.
Yeah, me personally, I'll pee in bottles at work every day. I mean, it's like a common thing that we're doing, you know.
Someone on the other side told me that he had to pee in bottles on the job to hit all of his stops. You hear stuff like that?
Absolutely. I'm guilty of the same thing. In the last 6 months, I think I've used the public restroom about 5 times.
You don't even have time between stops to...
No, because we're held to a quota.
So I imagine if you're delivering more packages, that means you guys get paid more, right?
Absolutely not. We don't get paid per package. We get paid hourly.
So what kind of raise have you seen? You must have gotten a huge raise if you're doing double the packages, right?
Absolutely not.
So your wages have stayed stagnant?
I'm at $22.75 after 6 years. This new raise that went out for the minimum wage, $21.50, I'm at $22.75.
You see in the back seat, back there, this is...
How does it make you feel?
It's honestly degrading, It's kind of like, in a way, you feel like you have no option.
So I've spoken to drivers all over the world, and it seems to be the same everywhere.
What is it? This is the toilet.
And the reason that they piss in bottles is just because they're under such crazy pressure to meet targets.
The algorithm tells that he needs to make a delivery once every 3 minutes.
So they're being monitored by a dispatcher at all times.
I am like the dispatcher lead.
You get a direct monitor of how many packages everyone has done, how long they've been working, how many packages they've done, the percentages of them.
They don't give you enough time to schedule a break, and if you do, you'll probably end up going overtime.
Us professionals have bottles with us to take a pee in. I think everybody knows that by now. But let's just say you don't have a bottle with you. Here's how you do it. Pull up alongside some bushes. Crack your door open just a little bit, just like that. See how there's a little opening at the bottom? That's all you need. Whip out your tallywhacker and empty tank. All right? Now, ladies, I know y'all can't do that. So the chicks that I work with, they're sharpshooters. They can put it into a Dasani bottle. But I would recommend a wide mouth 44-ounce fountain drink cup. That'd probably be the best, so you don't have to have precision. Oh, I haven't had to do this, but one of my buddies told me that he had to.
Public restrooms aren't always available, and the clock never slows down. As one person explained, I talked to a worker at Dollar Tree yesterday. He was by himself on a 12-hour shift. He said that he wouldn't be able to take a break or eat lunch. I told him to lock the door and do it. He said corporations had cameras and they would know. It shows this is not just an Amazon issue. Across retail and delivery, workers are so tightly monitored that even locking a door for a few minutes feels impossible. Corporations put surveillance over self-care, and workers are left to suffer silently. It's not only about comfort, it's about health. Holding it in for long hours can cause urinary tract infections, kidney damage, and other serious medical issues. On top of that, the constant stress of not being allowed to take care of yourself takes a psychological toll.
A delivery driver is caught on camera relieving herself in front of customers' homes just moments after dropping off their packages. Disgusted homeowners in Woodland Hills awoke to find the mess right on their doorstep.
And the surveillance footage shows the driver relieving herself not once, but twice, just minutes apart. The delivery driver has already been relieved, you might say, from her job, but certainly you can't unsee this.
KTLA's Carlos Cesado is live in Woodland Hills with more. Quite a story tonight, Carlos.
Yeah, we're Kareen. We've heard the saying, when you gotta go, you just simply have to go. But this takes it to a whole nother level. An Amazon delivery driver leaves a nasty surprise on this Mother's Day, and she was caught in the act twice. A delivery driver for Amazon can't seem to hold it in on more than one occasion. A woman is seen about to leave an Amazon package at this Port Afiano Drive in Woodland Hills around 5:30 Mother's Day morning. But she also leaves a smelly surprise. She relieves herself, does number one and number two before pulling up her shorts and walks away. The homeowners were expecting a Mother's Day gift.
When I woke up, my husband said he was going to bring me some coffee and a pastry. He went downstairs and was greeted by not only one package, but a second inappropriate, disgusting package, which was essentially like human feces and looked to be urination.
Someone suggested a solution. Then Amazon needs to install toilet rooms in the truck to prevent this from happening. It might sound extreme, but it shows how desperate the situation has become. When the working environment becomes so harsh that drivers imagine using restrooms on wheels, it says a lot about how broken the system really is. And it's not just drivers. Warehouse workers, too, face rules that leave them feeling trapped and dehumanized. The constant scanning, the strict quotas, the lack of freedom to step away for even a moment, it all creates a work environment that burns people out fast.
I need to do a pool.
Yeah, but not in my house, you can't. I don't know who you are. You just said, you just said delivery.
I have your parcel.
Yeah, and I said thank you. I'll be there in 5 minutes. Just leave it at the front. Thank you.
No, I'll wait. I need to do a pool. I really need to. It's heavy.
Yeah. Okay, that's a bit TMI, but my package is heavy as well. So just put it down on the floor and go to a McDonald's or something.
I think my pool is heavier than your package, actually.
Yeah, but I can't. This is a bit. Yeah. So I'm not. I wasn't really prepared to have a conversation like this, but I can't let a stranger into my house to use my toilet. I'm sorry about that. Just leave the parcel and just go to a public toilet. Maybe there's a McDonald's about 10 minutes drive from here. You can go there.
One person shared, "A lady friend of mine worked at an Amazon warehouse, and after 2 weeks, she couldn't put up with the ridiculous rules. So she just walked off the job." Stories like this are far too common. People are willing to work hard, but not at the cost of their dignity. And when the rules are so suffocating, many workers have no choice but to quit. Some ask, what about lawsuits? Don't workers have legal protections? The truth is, even legal action doesn't always bring justice. One comment said, "Class action is a no-no. The authorities get 10 million and the people get $10 apiece." That's the frustration. While big settlements make headlines, the workers, the very people suffering under these conditions, often see only crumbs of the compensation. The system feels rigged to protect corporations, not people.
Amazon ships 1.6 million packages a day. That's 66,000 packages an hour. A typical Amazon driver is expected to deliver at least 250 packages daily. How do they do it? Well, they pee in a bottle. Amazon drivers are allowed 2 15-minute breaks and a 30-minute lunch break during a 10-hour shift. Drivers often have trouble finding a restroom along their routes during the 15-minute breaks, and they told LAist.com that they often work through the shorter breaks due to the delivery demands. Thus, they pee in a bottle, usually in the back of the van. Last year, 3 delivery drivers filed a class action lawsuit in Denver alleging that Amazon's work policies forced them to relieve themselves in bottles and defecate in bags.
So yesterday I shared a video in my different social media talking about my struggle, my daily struggle, and finding a restroom, finding a bathroom. I work as an Amazon Flex driver. That means that I'm an independent worker. So I usually pick like the schedules between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. in the morning. That means that all the regular businesses are closed. There's a lot of people that work overnight, so this is a common thing. Now I learned that there's many other types of drivers that have the same struggle, the same problem. For example, this guy that said that he works for, I believe, like a chip company, and that he's even stocking up this gas stations, and they won't let him use the bathroom, which is like, really? Like, I can't use the restroom here, but I'm supposed to stock up like all the places here. That's just rude. It's bullshit. But well, there's this bus driver that said that he has passengers and he passes through a gas station. He's not gonna go to like Walmart or a supermarket or take more time when you have passengers in the bus. So it's like, and I can't even do the bottle, like Gatorade bottle thing like truck drivers do, that they hide in their truck and they don't have any windows and they don't have any passengers, so they could actually do their necessities, do their thing inside their truck. He's like, I can't do that. There's passengers in the bus and there's windows.
And one final thought from someone who summed it up better than anyone else: fast delivery shouldn't come at a human cost. At the end of the day, it all comes down to respect. Delivery drivers and warehouse workers are the backbone of the convenience we all enjoy. Without them, the system collapses. Yet, instead of being treated with dignity, too many are left to work under pressure so great that even using the bathroom becomes a privilege. No job should ever push people to sacrifice their health, their comfort, or their humanity. Real change has to come, whether it's through fairer rules, stronger protections, or simply companies remembering that the people behind the packages are not machines, but human beings. Because the truth is simple: no one should ever have to choose between doing their job and keeping their dignity intact. Thank you for watching my channel. Comment below on your thoughts in terms of what we discussed today. Please like and subscribe, and let's meet up in the next video. And how I like to say it, guys, peace out.